while the Tortoise feigned a sneer, curling his lip in disdain. The Antelope, who had accepted the duel invitation, laughed and said, "I will be the victor." The Tortoise had previously lived in the same village as some other animals. However, after a while, he decided to leave them and establish his own village. One day, he wished to wander about idly. Leaving his wife and children in the village, he set out to explore the surroundings. His path led him to Antelope's village. Antelope received him kindly. He caught a duck and laid out a fine meal for Tortoise. They sat at the table and ate. When they had finished eating, Antelope asked Kudu, "My friend, why have you undertaken this journey?" "I have come to ask you something," said Tortoise. "Which of us do you think is older?" "Kudu," said Antelope. "I am older than you." But Tortoise said, "No, I am the older one." "Show me the proof that you are older than me," said Antelope. Tortoise, continuing the argument, said, "I will show you the sign that I am older than you. Come, let's have a race to measure our speed." Antelope gave a mocking reply, "Oh my, how could I possibly know about a speed race with Kudu? Does Kudu run?" Nevertheless, he accepted and said, "Very well. We shall race in 3 days' time." Tortoise, confident, said, "You Mbalanga cannot surpass me in a running race," while the Tortoise feigned a sneer, curling his lip in disdain. The Antelope, who had accepted the duel invitation, laughed and said, "I will be the victor." The race course chosen for the run, starting from the beach south of Bedengo, was over 70 miles long, from the Campo River north to the Balimba region. Tortoise left there, and after going everywhere to spread the word, returned to his village. He sent messages summoning the entire Tortoise clan. When most of the clan members had gathered, he said to them, "I have challenged my friend Mbalanga to a race. I know he will leave me behind in this contest. Of course, it's a different story if you help me according to my plan. Balanga will follow the coastline. You all are to hide among the bushes from the starting point of the beach and line up along the entire course from Campo to Balimba. As Mbalanga runs the course, if he looks around at some point to see me and says, 'Kudu, where are you?' then the one of you closest to that spot will come out and answer on my behalf. 'Here I am.'" He positioned the other tortoises among the bushes all along the course. He also placed colored markings on all the tortoises so their faces would resemble each other. He hid them in places where he thought Antelope's strength would fail. He himself took the final position, completing his scheme. Antelope also made his own plans. "My dear wife," he said, "prepare food for me, because Kudu and I have decided to compete, and the race will begin at 7 in the morning, when everything was ready." Antelope said to the tortoise he believed to be Kudu, "Come on, let the race begin." The race began. Antelope ran, and after about 10 miles, he reached Ubangi village, among the Igara people. Along the way, at various points, Tortoise apparently lagging far behind, but appearing immediately, would say, "Here I am." At one point, Antelope, running like the wind to Pudu, came as far as Ipniainie village. Then he looked around and said, "Where is Kudu?" A tortoise emerged from the bushes and said, "Here I am. You haven't passed me yet." Antelope ran as if flying and reached Baya village. Then he looked around and said, "Where is Kudu?" A tortoise came out and said, "Here I am." Antelope ran again as far as Lalabe village. He asked again, "Where is Kudu?" The tortoise, saying to himself, "Antelope hasn't heard anything," replied, "Here I am." Antelope, once more from there, ran to the rocky coastal point Ilaleamoto, and then said, "Where is Kudu?" The tortoise, waiting there ready, said, "Here I am." From there, Antelope ran another 10 miles, to Bangahili village of the Batanga people. Everywhere along the way where he lost sight of Tortoise and asked Kudu, "Where are you?" The tortoise, waiting at that spot, answered, "Here I am." Antelope again ran non-stop, going about 20 miles to Treeline Shore. When he asked Kudu, "Where are you?" he again immediately received the answer, "Here I am." Upon leaving tree-lined shore, the now weary antelope's legs began to ache. He ran with hopes of a decisive victory over his despised rival as far as Little But. However, upon nearing Balimba, he saw that Tortoise's "Here I am" response had already reached that place. Finally, when he reached the very end of Balimba, Antelope collapsed to the ground, as if dying, foam coming from his mouth. He lay motionless, exhausted from running. When Tortoise arrived there, he revived Antelope with a magical medicine. Then, having defeated him, celebrated before him, saying, "Don't you dare try to race me and disrespect me again. I have beaten you." Then they each returned separately to their homes via the Campo River. Tortoise gathered his clan, and Antelope gathered his plater. They met in a council of animals. Tortoise stood up. "O Tortoise clan," he said. "Ambalonga said he could not surpass me in a race. Yet today I beat him." The Antelope clan had to acknowledge his victory. "Yes," they said, "you, Kudu, have surpassed our champion. It is a great humiliation for us, for we never thought someone we considered as slow-moving as you could accomplish this, or surpass Ambalonga." Thus, the council decided that Tortoise should be held in high esteem among all the animal clans, because he had defeated Antelope. Thereupon, the animals gave kingship to Tortoise. If you liked the video, subscribe to the channel and like the video.